This is the Town of Lake Park, Florida regular commission meeting for Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. The time is now 6:35 p.m. Can we have the clerk take the roll call?
Present.
Commissioner Taylor,
Here.
Vice Mayor Glass Castro,
Present.
Commissioner Hensley,
Present.
Mayor Michaud,
Here.
Commissioner-elect Linden, here. Commissioner-elect O'Rourke.
Okay. May we all please rise for the pledge. And repeat after me.
Take this box.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, please be seated. Something new we've added to the agenda item, I want to thank the town manager for thinking of this as well, is just an approval of the agenda. This will be a part of a section where if there's any changes that you'd like to make, reorganizing, taking an agenda item out, this is the time to do so. Otherwise, if you see nothing wrong or any changes you'd like to make or revisions to the agenda, you would just make a motion and a second and we vote.
I move to approve the agenda.
Did we have a change?
Second.
Hold that thought. Town
We
clerk.
have an addition of a presentation by Fire Chief Raleigh.
Okay, so we will have him do his presentation. We'll do it after the swearing in.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right. So with that, we have that modification. Otherwise, I entertain a motion again.
I move to approve the modified agenda.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we have Resolution 080325, accepting the certified election results from March 11, 2025 general municipal election. Town manager.
The Town of Lake Park conducted a municipal election to elect 4 commissioners on March 11th, 2025. The voters of Lake Park elected the following candidates: Michael Hensley, Judith Thomas, Michael O'Rourke, John Linden. The Town Commission is recommended to review and accept the election results from the March 11th, 2025 general municipal election.
Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion and a second.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 080325.
Second.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing, hearing none. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Resolution passes. All right. Next, we have 2 proclamations for 2 people to my left, honoring those that are here currently. Ms. Mary Beth Taylor, as well as Vice Mayor Kimberly Glass Castro. So, Ms. Taylor, if you like, please step on up.
Can we go together?
Would you like that?
Can we go together?
Okay, we can do that. I mean, we can all come up together if you like. How about we do that? We'll make a little twist of this. Thank you. Okay. Oh, no, we're This proclamation by Town of Lake Park, Florida, in honor of Mary Beth Taylor. Whereas Mary Beth Taylor began her career with the Town of Lake Park when she was elected to serve as a member of the Town Commission, effective March 8, 2022. Whereas on March 23, 2022, Mary Beth Taylor was sworn in as Commissioner of the Town of Lake Park, an office she has continuously served with distinction, providing her perspective through the policy-making process. And whereas Mary Beth Taylor has demonstrated her affection for the town of Lake Park by always representing the town with dignity, grace, and humor. And whereas Mary Beth Taylor has throughout her time with the town of Lake Park demonstrated her commitment to the needs of the citizens and the future of the community. Whereas Mary Beth Taylor has been instrumental in establishing a multicultural festival in the town of Lake Park to recognize the community's rich and varied cultural composition. And whereas Mary Beth Taylor is held in high regard and is deeply respected and admired not only by her colleagues, but also by the town staff and citizens, and by all who have had the honor and privilege of knowing her. And whereas the town of Lake Park wishes to publicly recognize and honor Mary Beth Taylor for her contributions as a dedicated public official. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens and the commission of the town of Lake Park, I, Roger Mashad, Mayor of the town of Lake Park, do hereby publicly commend Mary Beth Taylor and express our gratitude for the service she has rendered to this community. Thank you very much. Now, proclamation from the town of Lake Park, Florida, in honor of Kimberly Glass Castro, Vice Mayor. I'm not going to look at you. Whereas Kimberly Glass Castro began her career with the town of Lake Park when she was elected to serve as a member of the town commission effective March 12, 2013, where she has served with distinction ever since. And whereas on March 20 of 2013, Kimberly Glass Castro has sworn in as Commissioner of the Town of Lake Park and subsequently selected as Vice Mayor, an office she has held continuously since. And whereas during her tenure, Kimberly Glass Castro has not only provided leadership, knowledge, and insight to the Town Commission, but has also definitely helped guide and support policymaking initiatives and actions of the Town Commission. And whereas Kimberly Glass Castro has demonstrated her distinction to the town of Lake Park by serving as its voting delegate to the Palm Beach County League of Cities and always representing the town with dignity, honor, respect, and intelligence. And whereas Kimberly Glass Castro's dedication to the town of Lake Park has been honored by the Florida League of Cities, and where she has repeatedly been honored by the league as a homeroom hero. And whereas Kimberly Glass Castro has throughout her time with the town of Lake Park supported improvement and development projects, including but not limited to resurfacing town tennis courts, restoring Kelsey Park, approval of Knowledge 220 development of North Lake Boulevard Promenade Plaza design, and construction of the southern outfall drainage improvement protection of the town of Lake Park, scrub area parking, development of Teff Street business area, and more. Whew, you've been busy. And whereas Kimberly Glass Castro is held in high regard and is deeply respected and admired, I'm going to repeat that again. Kimberly Glass Castro is held in high regard and is deeply respected and admired, not only by her colleagues, but also by the town staff and citizens and by all who have had the honor and privilege of knowing her. And whereas the town of Lake Park wishes to publicly recognize and honor Kimberly Glass Castro for her contributions as a dedicated public official. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens and the commission of the town of Lake Park, I, Roger Mashad, Mayor of the town of Lake Park, do hereby publicly commend Kimberly Glass Castro, and express our gratitude for the service she has rendered to this community. Thank you. Okay, so I think we will take a 5-minute recess and just do some organizational stuff.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion.
Oh, you'd like to make a motion on,
I would like to make a motion of naming a Commissioner Cup after Mr. Vice Mayor Castro.
do we have a second?
Second.
It's-
Aye, aye, aye.
let's do it. All righty. We are now back with our regular commission meeting. Next, we have our swearing in for our newly elected commissioner-elects. So, as well as our incumbents that are back in their seats. So if I can have Commissioner Hensley, please step down first.
Gotta pause it. You wanna hold this for me, buddy? Thank you. Double blocker. Just stand right there. Yep. Mic on. I, Michael Hensley, a citizen of the state of Florida and the United States of America, and a resident of the town of Lake Park, Florida, having been elected to the office of Commissioner and being a recipient of public funds, as thus elected official, do hereby solemnly swear or affirm that I am entitled to hold office under the Constitution, that I will faithfully perform all of the duties of the office that I'm about to enter, and I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States, the state of Florida, and the town of Lake Park, Florida.
Commissioner Hensley? Commissioner Hensley?
Shall I hold it? Yes. Or you, she can hold it. Okay, that's all right. Come on over here, Mom. Okay, this is my right hand. You sure? I could do it like this. Oh, because my hand has to go on this. That's true. Okay. Which hand am I holding up? Raise your right hand. Okay. I, Judith Thomas, a citizen of the state of Florida, and the United States of America, and a resident of the town of Lake Park, Florida, and a resident of the town of Lake Park, Florida, having been elected to the office of Commissioner, and being a recipient of public funds, as such elected official, do hereby solemnly swear or affirm that I am entitled to hold office under the Constitution, that I will faithfully perform all the duties of the office that I'm about to enter, and that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
of the state of Florida
and of the state of Florida
and of the town of Lake Park, Florida.
and of the town of Lake Park, Florida.
Oh, I'm dangerous with this thing. Do you want to hear a song? I'm ready. I, Michael O'Rourke, a citizen of the state of Florida and the United States of America, and a resident of the town of Lake Park, Florida, having been elected to the office of Commissioner, and being a recipient of public funds, as such elected official, do hereby solemnly swear that I'm entitled to hold office under the Constitution, that I will faithfully perform all the duties of the office I'm about to enter, and I will support the constitutions and laws of the United States, of the state of Florida, and the town of Lake Park, Florida. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. I can hold it. I, John Linden, a citizen of the state of Florida and the United States, and a resident of the town of Lake Park, Florida, having been elected to the office of Commissioner, and being a recipient of public funds, as such elected official, do hereby solemnly swear or affirm that I'm entitled to hold office under the Constitution, that I will that I will faithfully perform all the duties in which I'm about to enter, and that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States, of the state of Florida, and of the town of Lake Park, Florida. Thank you. Oh.
Can I have one of these while you're pushing together?
Okay.
That's your right? Apparently one's already in. Thank you, congratulations.
All right, this is good.
All right, you can't wake me up.
That's good, yeah. Oh, all right.
All right. One more time, please give everybody a round of applause. And I really mean that because elections can sometimes not be fun. It's a lot of work, a lot of movement, a lot of talking, but good work to be done. And I just want to thank you four that have gone through this journey, as well as those that have helped you that are out in the audience. Thank you to everybody that was a part of this. But now, we're moving forward. So with that, our first order of business is a selection of a vice mayor. As we know in past, traditionally, not that it's a written rule, normally the selection of a vice mayor would be usually considered more in terms of the election as it stands as a whole, whoever had the most votes. That's not always the case in every case, but traditionally that's usually how it happens. At this point, though, we need to how we're going to do this is we're going to make a nomination, and then we will second whichever nominations.
I'll nominate Michael Hensley for vice mayor.
I second.
Michael Hensley
For vice mayor,
for vice mayor.
and we have a second. Any other further discussion?
Yes, yes. What do we got to do?
Hit the button there.
New microphones. Yes. Michael did get a lot of votes. So that was the tradition that happened with our vice mayor passed. And I just wanted to, before we take this vote, I want Michael to understand what an awesome responsibility is to follow Kim Glass Castro. She was a true leader in our town.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Seeing, hearing none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? The votes are unanimous. Welcome, Vice Mayor.
This side?
I guess we'll do a reorganization of seats real quick. I guess you will come here, and you will swing that way.
I don't know. No, we were kidding.
Well, the vice mayor was here, so why kill the monotony, right?
All right.
You know what I mean? So that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. Before we go to public comment, I know Chief Raleigh, you had a public comment card, and I have stated I'm going to put you on the agenda as a modified agenda item, as you have a report for us. So we're going to go ahead with that before we go with public comment. So please, Chief Raleigh, would you please step on up?
Perfect. Let's see. Well, good evening. First, I want to start out with again saying congratulations to those who are reelected and elected. I'll take some time to go through the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Annual Report, and I'll take any questions either during or after. Oh, by the way, my name is Bill Rowley. I'm the District Chief for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. I cover the north end of the county. I have the 8 stations on the north end, Lake Park, Jupiter, all the way up through just south of Tequesta. Okay. I'd like to start out with just a brief discussion on a survey. Basically what the department did was, and when you look at an organization, obviously most organizations say they feel they're doing a great job, they're the best and all that. Well, reality is when you're only self-assessing, it really isn't the best measurement. So what the department did was they hired a consulting firm, and I think it's been in place for about 2 years, 2.5 years. And what they do is they do random draws on medical calls, and obviously none of the HIPAA protected information or anything like that about the calls, but the information, and it's a phone survey. They reach out to the individual, and they have standard questions which are highlighted there, and they get their feedback on it. And they'll even also ask them do they want a call back? And most of the time they don't, but these are the results. So basically our overall satisfaction rate is 95.9, and that's between extremely satisfied and satisfied. So we take a lot of pride in that, and that information gets out to our crew so they can measure, we can see how they're being measured and how they're performing. Hey, the call activity for the year, and it's typical how it is everywhere in the county and pretty much all over, population's growing. So you can see from 2020 to 2024, our call volume has increased. But fortunately for us other than a little bit of rise into 2021, we've been staying pretty consistent on our response time averages in the town of Lake Park. When you look at the type of calls we run, countywide, fire rescue industry-wide, the bread and butter is medical calls. So you look there, it's 1,400, basically 1,500 medical calls, and then you can see how they're broken down all the way down to water-related incidents of 1, but again, that's 1 in Lake Park, and we have the resources in the north end of the county we'll briefly talk about to respond to those. The main station that services Lake Park is Station 68, and we got an engine and a rescue there, but the ancillary stations that are in your surrounding areas that are coming in here frequently, any significant calls you have, they're coming in. Second calls, things like that, is Station 15 over in Juneau, Station 17, which is out off of Jog Road, and Station 19 up in Jupiter. And also Station 19 we'll briefly discuss, as that's also one of our special operations stations. Those are the units that are housed at Station 68. What's not pictured there is the foam trailer, which is a trailer that pulls fire foam. It's 500 gallons of foam, and it's got a dispensing system that we can take it to large incidents and deliver foam to the fires, and also the 2 command units that are running out of there, the EMS captain's unit and the battalion chief staff up units. One of the programs that we're really proud of in the department is our whole blood program. We presented on that, I want to say, about a year and a half ago. And this is just showing that our program is so significant in the industry that our medical services team actually went and delivered training to 2 different Air Force bases on both our whole blood program and our pit crew CPR and other techniques that we've integrated into our med services programs. One of the ones we like to highlight, and not that like to highlight the fact that she was sick, but the fact of the result from the whole blood. This is one of our district chiefs, another one of my peers. He runs the south end of the county. His daughter went in for tonsillectomy, routine, normal type of surgery. They usually use cotton balls to control any kind of bleeding and all that. Well, through the night, it ended up finding that it wasn't being controlled. And by the morning, she was lethargic and ended up passing out in Chief Nimchek's arms. He called for fire rescue, 911 the same way everyone else would respond. They came with the EMS captains. They delivered whole blood. She went, in about 30 seconds of the delivery of the whole blood, she went from unconscious to conscious, looking around and talking. So that really shows the significance of that program in the community. And we have that on our EMS captains unit that runs out of Jupiter that services this area. Some of our employee recognitions, our investigators teams have received recognition. We have 2 EMS providers. We got EMS Provider of the Year. That's not among Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. That's of all service providers in the county. Our Mobile Integrated Health team got an award, and we'll discuss that briefly, what they're doing. Some of the things we do in the community, obviously you'll see us all out there with the Fill the Boots for the muscular dystrophy drive. This is some pictures from a community fair here in Lake Park. And I'm missing a slide. All right, 1 second. I had a slide on the... Okay. On the same thing with the events, we've done 29 events in the town of Lake Park over the past year, and in that we've reached roughly 2,500 citizens and participants during these events. Some of the specific programs we have in our operations, I briefly talked about the water-related incidents. That's our jet ski program. They're stationed out of Station 18, which is in Burt Reynolds Park. And they're trailered, they're not on the water, so they're trailered. The significance of being there is there's a ramp directly across the parking lot from the station, so they could drop in the water within minutes to start responding. But the other part about staying trailered, it's always hooked up to a truck. The team can easily deploy it if they had to. If it wasn't going to be quick to go by water, they can drive it down to wherever they need to go and put it in water. And we do both rescues offshore and inshore with those. The other things we have is we support Trauma Hawk, and basically what we do there is the healthcare district has the pilots and the helicopters. We provide the firefighter paramedics and firefighter RNs that are working on those helicopters. And then the aircraft rescue, which is the crash truck response out on Palm Beach International. We staff the station that's out there on the runway. Our special operations, which we have 2 teams at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Staff. There's 4 in the county that are governed under the Hazmat Oversight Committee. The 2 teams that we have are the one at Station 19, which is in Jupiter, and our other team is off of Southern Boulevard. And it's a multidiscipline, so some departments will have a team that only does either dive or only does rope, or these crews, both crews completely, will do hazmat, they'll do dive, they'll do rope rescue, which is high angle, confined space, trench, and even animal rescues. And over the years, we've done a lot of large animal rescues. Typically, it's horses stuck in either a canal. We've had horses we've gotten out of pools. We've got horses out of mud pits. So these guys are actually trained to be able to do that, to rescue the larger animals. Some of the specific statistics for town of Lake Park. Over the course of last year, we transported 935 patients. 16 of those were stroke alerts. 5 were STEMI alerts, and that's basically a cardiac emergency. We had 14 trauma alerts and 6 sepsis alerts. One of the things we're really proud about how our medical director has developed our programs for the EMS side is our cardiac survivability. We have had 26% of cardiac arrests countywide regain a heartbeat. The average in the state is 24.1. The biggest part is that 14.4 of those patients actually leave the hospital alive, compared to a state average of 9.7. And we attribute that directly to the programs our medical director has put in place. Some of the basically unusual equipment that we're carrying on our rescues and with our EMS captains is we have the Lucas device, and some of you may remember the old days of a thumper. It was a thing that helped doing CPR. Well, now it's progressed to the Lucas device. We have that on all of our rescues and all of our engines. And the thing about that is it's not the fact of it's freeing up personnel, which it does, but it delivers a consistent compression during the resuscitation efforts, allowing the crews to continue working on other things. The other thing we have on all our EMS captains' trucks is ultrasounds, and all our EMS captains are trained on how to read ultrasounds in the field. Mobile Integrated Health, that program's been around for a while. Basically what it is we have paramedics that work with them in the Mobile Integrated Health program, along with medical social workers. So they deal with high frequency utilizers, basically people that call a lot for aid. And a lot of times it's not necessarily it's not a problem of the person having to call all the time. It's the fact that there's a need that's there that's not being met. So what we end up doing is when we see the data, they end up going out and they'll meet with the person. Sometimes there's agencies they need to be connected with in the community. Sometimes it's things that need to be installed in their homes to help for fall protection, things like that. So we put the two of them together to help meet those needs. Other thing is addiction intervention. They'll reach out when they see those types of calls and they get flagged by the crews. They'll reach out to the individual, see again, they can put them in touch with different resources that are available to them in the county. Pregnancy outreach, cardiac arrest survivor outreach. That's a pretty big thing for both the crews and the individual that survived a cardiac arrest. What we end up doing is we reach out to them and say, would you like to meet the crew? And if they're wanting to do that, what we do is we put the crew that worked their call together with them, give them that chance to have that closure. For the crews, it's significant because they get to see, normally we take them to the hospital, we drop them off, especially from a cardiac arrest. There's a lot of stuff going on, so there's never obviously no goodbyes or anything. And sometimes they don't really get the full outcome to see how when they left the hospital, how they really leave the hospital. So this is really pretty significant, and it really goes a long way with the survivors. They really do appreciate it. Pediatric and adult grief support, and that's in conjunction with our MIH, the medical social workers, and fall intervention. When we start running these calls, and it's a lot of times the same thing. It's somebody has fallen multiple times. We keep going out to that address. They'll go out there. A lot of times it's just handrails. It's looking at how the rugs are secured on the tile floors, things like that. And those little changes can make a big difference on somebody's life. Some of the calls that are routine for us in the communities are going to be the car accidents, the structure fires. And the thing, basically, we ran 43 structure fires in the town of Lake Park over the past year. And if you can see what we bring to a call, we'll have 10 units at a minimum. We'll have 10 units dispatched to a working structure fire, and it'll be 25 firefighters. If it ends up going to a second alarm, you're going to get about another 50% more of those personnel, and on top of that, more command units that are going to be coming in to help mitigate the emergency. And obviously, you can see by your staffing here, there's 6 people staffed at Station 68. So when that type of call drops, you're getting personnel responding from all of our stations on the north end, and more significant calls, you'll be getting stations from the middle of the county also coming up. Our training and safety division, they provide everything from our basic recruit academy to everything, the hazmat classes, the rope trench classes, all those type of specialty programs on top of our medical training. That's an aerial picture of our facility on the top, and there's our training tower. That's one of our ventilation props there, and the building on the bottom right, that's a burn building. What it allows us to do is we set up burn piles in each one of those rooms up there, and it's divided up in like an apartment complex on the first floor or the second floor. The first floor is more of a residential with multiple bedrooms and a garage, and the crews get to actually train on actually working real fire. Emergency management, we do everything from the disaster deployment, training exercises, domestic security preparedness. One thing that's significant with our emergency management is we have a state-recognized emergency management team. And it's basically, in this case here, is they deployed to Hurricane Helene. Both the IMT team went up and they basically go into the community, obviously by invitation, and they take over area command, assisting the local community that's basically overwhelmed by dealing with them having the emergency there. On top of that, our Swiftwater Rescue Team that is deployed through our Special Operations Team. They deployed in the state of Florida, and they also were standing by at the top of the state to possibly deploy into North Carolina during the floods. Community risk reduction, basically that's what a lot of the community gets involved, other than our pub ed. They'll see us doing our inspections. We have law enforcement deputized investigators that come out and they'll do the investigation on any kind of fires that are suspicious. Existing inspections and also drowning prevention. Community, oh, that's where the slide got moved. All right, under Lake Park inspection activities, the existing inspection services, we did 514 activities and inspections, and in construction services over the past year, we did 631. We manage the dispatch center for Palm Beach County, and I think all but one department are dispatched by the center there it's located on off of Southern Boulevard and Military. Our communication base, our PIOs, I don't have any social media, but if you look there, I think those are pretty good numbers of 41,000 Facebook followers, 21,000 Instagram, and 18,000 on X. They're very prolific on keeping things posted, either public service things or things that are going on in the department. And I believe that is it. Do you have any questions I could answer for you?
Thank you, Chief Rowley, for that presentation. If we have any questions from the public, if you could just fill out the only questions that could come up is from us here at the council. Understood, but he was directing it to us. I mean, if you do have a question for him, you can talk to him afterwards and ask him your questions, and he'll be happy to answer it for you.
What is the question for the town, based on what he said?
Understood. But the way we're doing this is we offer him questions, and again, if you do have any questions, he'll be happy to answer it to you. So, with no issues at all. So, but I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to questions here on the dais. You have no questions? No questions?
I have none. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to say thank you, though.
Thank you.
But please, Chief,
Thank you.
if you can,
And
please.
I'll get with
Yes,
her.
please address it, because she does have a question.
I wanted to thank you, and the numbers, the statistics are very impressive. Thank you for what you do.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely.
And my microphone was off, so again, thank you very much. Very impressive. So you and your
Absolutely.
teams.
Thank you.
And again, I know you said you don't do social media, but those numbers are impressive as well. Some of us that do it know that those numbers are impressive. So thank you. Okay. We will now go to public comment cards. I will call out your name, and if I don't say your name correctly, I will apologize now. So please excuse me for mispronouncing. Susan LaFontaine. And again, public comments are 3 minutes, so if you can keep it within the 3-minute window so that way the next person can go up, it would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, staff, and neighbors, my name is Susan LaFontaine. I've lived here 24 years as a homeowner. I don't understand how these high-rises could even be considered, given that the town's objective number 12 includes, quote, a downtown that is well integrated into the surrounding neighborhoods. 16 stories looming over all of the other Park Avenue businesses and homes east of these buildings is not well integrated. It'll stick out like a sore thumb from blocks and blocks away, obliterating the western sky for the homes just east of it. Or policy 12.2 that says redevelopment shall complement the existing buildings, what I just said. Or per Land Development Regulation Section 78-70A1, quote, provide for development which is reflective of early master plans for a small-scale, traditional downtown commercial area, end quote. And at a February 27, 2024 special call commission meeting only 13 months ago, where a Park Avenue business owner's petition to drop his building's historic designation was denied, the town's response included, quote, the redevelopment of properties within the PAD at significantly increased densities and heights far exceeding the heights of buildings in the PAD would be inconsistent with the policy expressed in the Town Commission's Comprehensive Plan, Land Development Regulations, and CRA Plan. I'm hoping the town will have another community workshop regarding the proposed high-rises, as is indicated in the minutes of the last workshop on October 19, 2024. Before this workshop is scheduled, I would ask, please don't schedule it on Rusk Market Saturday as the last one was, so residents don't have to choose between either setting up their booths or attending the workshop. I also request that the town and/or the developers' presentations at that next workshop address all of the issues pointed out in the October 19th agenda packet, including the legal analyses, policy considerations, and the issues raised in our town attorney, Mr. Baird's 3 memos. Those include, if these 2 developments go ahead as proposed, they use up 73% of the residential density allocated to the downtown and reduce the property rights and development options open to other PAD property owners. And is there a solution to the requirement for a new master lift station? Who's going to pay for that? And I know that a big motivator to approve these developments is to get a tri-rail station here. Has the applicant provided anything from tri-rail that will, to quote the town attorney's August 21 memo, definitively and contractually secure regional transit to service the project? What exactly would a tri-rail station require of and cost the town? It's a rhetorical question, but it should be answered before approving this project. And I respectfully ask our mayor and commissioners, would you want to live in a home that's overshadowed by these high-rises? Thank you.
Thank you. Cara Rosa.
Good evening, commissioners and city attorney, vice mayor. Did I miss anybody? Clerk, is it Madam Clerk? I have never been here before.
Town manager?
Oh, the town manager. So I don't know any of you. So I don't know any of you. This is my first time here, and I just wanted to come and introduce myself because I love Lake Park. Absolutely love it. You're one of your best residents. But you know what? I didn't vote for any of you. Why? I didn't know. I don't ever miss voting. It was like a shock to me, a shock to the system, and I blame myself, which I still do, because there's many ways that I could have. I usually vote by mail. I didn't get my mail-in ballot, which I thought I would, but I didn't. That could have been my fault, too. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm here to introduce myself, and I want us to fix this problem. Because the other problem when I looked at, and I'm wanting to fix the problem for them, I'm wanting to fix the problem for all of us, because I'm planning on living here for the rest of my life. This is my forever home. This is my forever city. But I needed to be involved, and I don't know how to be. I'm an attorney. I've worked in government before. I'm offering each one of you to give my business card to you for no business. Pro bono, anything I can do for the city, anything I can do to get the residents involved, I am here for you. I'm here to help. I have a little golf cart. I can go around to residents, because after I came to this conclusion that it was me not doing it, I went around to my other neighbors. And I said, hey, who's running for the commission? Do you know who's running for city council? Do you know, or town council? And guess what? None of them knew. I live close to the mayor. Some of my neighbors said, yes, but we know the mayor. He's out, doing everything. And I'm not blaming any commissioners. We are just a busy town. We are all working people. We come in at dark, working, and we all help each other get trash cans in and things like that. I love every one of my neighbors. But none of them voted either, because we didn't know. We weren't informed. They have kids. I don't have kids. We want to know what to do. We're on 7th and Australian. I'm on the corner house. We already came and got the stuff for a block party. We want a block party. We want to get involved. We are asking for you guys to let us get involved or show us how, so we don't miss the next vote, because we want to support our community and we want you all to support us. But real quickly, the numbers for the election are absolutely outrageous. Only 531 people voted in this town of 9,000 people. So the percentage that each one of you from the votes you got is that little percentage of people that you're representing, not the big grand all of us that didn't vote and that's not there. So we need to fix this problem, and I'm asking you to let me help you or whatever, get the residents involved. We have major decisions coming up, and we need to be involved.
Thank you. If I would ask, and this is a weird request, but if you could refrain the claps, if you can, please. Thank you. Curvins Jean Baptiste. Sure.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Curvins Jean Baptiste. I live in Lake Park over 20 years. First of all, I want to congratulate all the new elected commissioners, and I wish you the best. And Mr. Mayor and member of the commissioner, I rise today in opposition to the high-rising 16-story residence on 10th Street for 5 reasons. Number one, privacy concern. Freedom to see the sun rise. Keep our home value. Traffic concern. Infrastructure concern. This is all that make our citizens or residents very concerned. Right now we have a petition. Since we launched that petition, we collected about 500 people that are against this high-rise building. So we asked for the city to rethink that twice, because right in the residential area, this is not by the ocean. This is right there. It's a small town. So I do not think it's a good idea. And then I would ask, how would you think if you are next to a 16-story building, if you are a small house? How would you feel about that? And we do not have a lot of room there. So I don't know how that can be even considered. So we ask our leader, please, to rethink that twice. I knock about 100 doors about that. And then because of the residents of Lake Park, they are not aware of this project. But the more they know, the more they oppose this high-rise 16-story building. So this is why I am here today. So on behalf of almost 500 people, so we ask our leader, please, to reconsider and not to let that happen. I love that city, and then I will stay here. I'm going nowhere. But the direction I see right now that make me a little doubtful. So thank you so much for allowing me to express my concern.
Thank you. James Sullivan.
My name is James Sullivan. I'm here to speak about what parents need to step up to protect the lives of their children. Right now, I have noticed things that distress me, even though I'm not a parent. I see children on bicycles, on little electric scooters, bicycles, whatever, not wearing helmets. And yet, in my lifetime, I've seen what...
There's a fire.
start?
Okay, we are back in our regularly scheduled commission meeting. Just to give an announcement, right now, if you need to go out, please do not use this door over to my left, your right. As we know, we had an occurrence that happened, and we have our great first responders here who are doing their jobs and taking care of the matters at hand. So we are refraining everyone from using that door, so we greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, we hope all will be well. And sometimes in matters like this, you want to pause everything because nothing else matters but just knowing that a person is okay at the end of the day. So thank you all for being patient with us and patient with the situation, and we will move forward. So, Mr. Sullivan, please begin.
As I was saying, parents need to step up for the safety of their children. I see so many unsafe things being done here, and all they do is put out signs and stuff, drive slow. What they forget, they buy these expensive but dangerous toys for their youth, and they don't give them the safety equipment to go with it. Mostly helmets are needed by any person riding a bike, a motorcycle, scooter, these little things. And also they need to instruct their children not to get out in the center of the street, but to keep to the side. Because I've seen many children here zigzagging along in the center of the street on several of the roads in town. But people will buy these expensive toys or useful toys and spend maybe even up to $1,000 or more for them, and won't spend $15 for a helmet to protect the kid from getting killed. And as we can see tonight, accidents and fates can happen at any time. Can you imagine if your child was on a little scooter and fainted as he was crossing Park Avenue and didn't have a helmet and fell down and killed himself? How would you feel? Not very well. But this is very common here, and this needs to be addressed. And I'm not saying police should chase down these people, because that would even be worse. There'd be more accidents. They need to take pictures of them, and when they find out where they live, go get their parents and tell them, and put a stop to this unsafe practice. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Ms. Sarah Flynn. Okay, thank you. That's all I have for public comment. Next, we have the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve consent.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. Do we have any other further discussion? Seeing, hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent passes. I have nothing on ordinance on first reading. However, I do have ordinance on second reading, ordinance 01-2025, authorizing participation in the Florida retirement system for all town employees effective July 1st, 2025. Town manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item was presented to the commission and approved unanimously during your previous meeting on March 5th. Again, within your fiscal year 2025 budget, the Town Commission approved funding to participate or join in the FRS, or Florida Retirement System, for all town employees and elected officials beginning on January 1st, 2025. All proposed participation costs, if approved, will be included within the proposed 2026 budget for consideration by the Town Commission for next year. The current fiscal year does provide funding for the remainder of the year. The proposed ordinance was prepared by the Florida Department of Management Services, Division of Retirement, and reviewed by the Assistant Town Manager, HR Director, and the Interim Finance Director. The town has received information from a number of external agencies as well as current staff that this proposed pension benefit would contribute to improving the ability of the town to recruit and retain employees. Again, this item was approved on first reading during your March 5th meeting. It's recommended for approval.
Okay. Do we have any questions for town manager? I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 01-2025 on second reading.
Second?
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? The ordinance passes. Town Attorney?
Ordinance 1, 2025, an ordinance of the Town Commission of Town of Lake Park, Florida, adopting the Florida retirement system for general employees and elected officials and providing for an effective date.
Okay. I have nothing on new business. Town Attorney comments.
Just want to note, Mayor and Commissioners, that the lawsuit brought by Bonnie Hammer versus the town has, as a result of the settlement agreement that was executed, been dismissed with prejudice.
Thank you. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As mentioned, I believe during the last meeting, we talked about that we are beginning our budget process for fiscal year 2026. What we are looking to do is we'll be sending each of you an email asking for your town priorities with regards to programs, events, capital projects, equipment. We'll then collect that, bring it back to you all, and then come back for direction on how you'd like us to proceed within the budget, if there are certain priorities that you'd like us to pursue. So we'll be forwarding that email to you again here in the next day or so. The library volunteers from the AARP Tax Aid is continuing to provide free tax preparation service at the library from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Also on Tuesday, April 1st, April Fools, a new art exhibit will open. Birds in Flight by Kevin Baker will have an opening reception on Saturday, April 5th from 2:15 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. Also wanted to announce, and we have information out on all of our social media accounts, website, that the town will be hosting our annual bicycle tour, Tour de la Lake Park, in honor of Florida Bicycle Month. This Saturday, March 22nd. We invite all participants from Lake Park to join. Those that are 12 years of age and older are also welcome and are asked to meet at Town Hall at 1:45 p.m. with your bike, helmet, and water bottle. The tour will begin at 2 p.m. with stops throughout the town. And then lastly, with regards to the 754 Park Avenue property, all county impact fees have not been paid as of tonight, and the town's master building permit for interior vanilla shell and all exterior improvements has not been issued. The property owner is estimating that this project would take approximately 5 months to complete when the permit is finally issued. A code enforcement violation is currently being issued or provided. A $150 daily fine has continued to accrue, and the total amount accrued as of today is $60,569.69, which includes all code enforcement fines and administrative costs. Additional interest will be included at the time of payoff whenever that occurs. As a result, staff is recommending that we proceed with foreclosure and request direction from the Town Commission for the Town Attorney to proceed with this process.
What say by my fellow council members? Commissioner Linden?
Well, we've been dealing with this for, to the best of my knowledge, since 2018 or 2019. And we've had a lot of promises, so I would be in favor of foreclosure on this one.
Commissioner O'Rourke?
I would make a motion that we could move forward for foreclosure on this property.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other comments? I am in agreement with all said, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Direction passed.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Mayor, could I just note that under Florida Statute 162, we do have to go to the magistrate and get his authorization.
Whatever the process is.
Correct.
So we'll do that. We just had the meeting canceled, but we'll do that as soon as possible. In the meantime, we'll work on a complaint.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that.
Absolutely, we do appreciate that as well.
And then finally, I want to thank publicly Ms. Kim Glass Castro and also Ms. Taylor for their commitment and service to the town of Lake Park. Being here for a couple months, working with them directly, their passion and heart is clearly here, and I'm grateful for the time that I've spent with them. So I thank them. But I also do want to congratulate each of the four commissioners. And I'm so grateful, again, to continue working with two of you. I know our staff is, and of course, two returning. Myself and the staff are excited, and we welcome you back. And anything that we can do to help and continue to push this town forward, we look forward to working with you. So thank you, and congratulations to all of you.
All set?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner comments. I will start on my right side with Commissioner O'Rourke.
I want to thank the residents of Lake Park. It's truly an honor to serve in this position. I've served before. I love this town, and that's why I've stepped up to serve again. I have to also mention a dear friend who sat next to me for many years, and next to Roger, our vice mayor. I started with her on this commission, and she didn't just serve the town, she also served, in many ways, the Florida League of Cities. She was involved in so many different things. And she was truly a real, what we hold as a true public servant. I want to congratulate her for her time that she served on this commission, and it was many years. So, and I get a little emotional. I know you did too.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Because she really just brought a lot to this town for many, many years, and we're deeply grateful, Kim. Thank you. That's not to negate the service of any person that sits up on this dais. This is not easy stuff. It may look like all we do is take votes every once in a while. There's a lot more to it than that. There's deliberations on many, many different topics. One speaker came up here today and presented his position, which is good. You come up and present your position and you have a view. But sometimes views are deeper than what we first imagine, and that's what we experience up here, going through the packets. Each time we have a meeting, there's packets that we have to go through so we understand the issues. And so I'm grateful too for Mary Taylor for the service that she brought to this community. And again, for all of the persons who have served on this dais, going back all the way. Thank you all for what you do.
Thank you. Commissioner Thomas.
Good evening. I do want to thank family and friends and volunteers, the business community that assisted. I want to thank our voters. I want to thank this dais. And I am one of those who go way back with our former vice mayor, beyond just this dais, but we actually, at some point in our careers, began together. So it's very deep, that loss. here on this dais. But what's been just so wonderful is to have our vice mayor also as a neighbor and truly a friend outside of this dais, but to know that that relationship exists. And of course, to Mary Taylor, I'm going to miss you because no one here is going to be bringing brownies on this dais. And so I'm just sort of like letting Commissioner O'Rourke know I do not bake. I am not a baker. My entire family are well aware of that I do not bake. So unless someone wants to put on that apron and bake, I'll be happy to donate to that fund. Outside of that, I did prepare something that I did want to say. Why are you laughing? You going to put on the apron?
I saw,
the apron, putting
saw
it on?
possibilities out
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I was just looking out.
But I did prepare something that I really wanted to say, and it goes as this. I sit before you tonight with gratitude and also with humility to be, of course, the first Black female to serve in a historic all-male commission here this tonight. Absolutely, it is. If no one else claps for you, clap for yourself. Absolutely.
All right, no more clapping.
No clapping. And I just want to say that not only is this a personal achievement, but also what it shows is also a sign of progress in our community. I am well aware of the path that others had to take in order to come to this moment. And one of those individuals that I do want to give honor to is Dorothy Taylor Williams. She's here tonight, and I do want to give honor to her because she definitely understands the struggles and also the triumph that really have paved the path for not only myself, but what you see as far as a representation here on our dais. And this is an achievement that I would like to say it certainly isn't mine alone. It was with everyone. And what I say about that is I believe in the voters here in our town. And I know that this win, while it may be historic, what it's actually saying is that you've put your trust in me. I am committed to bringing varying perspective to this commission and also to work in a collaborative way with this commission. Together, I hope to work towards building a better community together, which of course has been my slogan. Therefore, I would say let us move forward in making this town, the town of Lake Park, a destination, not because of those who sit on this dais, but because of the voters that are out there who believe in us and who also believe that the town of Lake Park is a unique place to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Linden.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank all the residents of Lake Park. Again, I enjoyed campaigning. You get to knock on doors and hear what people have to say, both what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And I've got stacks of notes, which we'll get into over the next couple of years for sure. But the minute I sat down in this chair, it felt so comfortable, like I belonged here. So I really liked that. Just a couple things, though. For those that don't know, the Historic Society meets the fourth Monday of every month. This month, on the 24th, we're having a tribute to Burt Reynolds. For those that don't know, Burt Reynolds started his career here in Lake Park, here in Town Hall, upstairs in the Merritt Ballroom. And we got some great, unbelievable footage of him telling his story. So if you have nothing to do, it's 6:30 on Monday, the 26th. Come down to the Kelsey House, 24th, thank you, 24th, and enjoy some free food that Mrs. Claus is going to make. And enjoy it. It's great camaraderie. and we have a great time. Also, that same evening, and I was glad to see this in the consent agenda, we're going to do a special birthday party. Thank you for Harry Kelsey. And we're going to have cake. The family that we talked to, they said he liked pies. So we got all kind of pies coming down, apple pies and it. So it should be a great time. We generally end up 7:30, 8 o'clock, but the irony of it is the people that come there, they stay, they talk to each other. It's a great, let's get together, you know. So you're all welcome. On a sad note, Sue Duche, who some of you may or may not know, Sue was a very active member of this community, both in the Friends of the Library, with the Historic Lakes Historic Society. She passed away 2 days ago. And she was originally from Pennsylvania. She had gone home a couple months ago. And I was in contact with her son, and she was just failing. And so anyhow, keep her in your prayers if you would. That's about it. And we'll see everybody at the Evergreen House. Everybody know where the Evergreen House is, by the way? In case you don't, I'll let you know. It's in Kelsey Park, right on the corner. It's the yellow building. Dorothy has been there. She's presented once or twice, and she came down to watch some of them, so thank you for that. I think she enjoys it, or she comes for the food, one or the other. Okay, that's it, Mayor. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, Commissioner Linden. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, guys. I want to first of all thank the residents of Lake Park for electing me as a commissioner, re-electing me as a commissioner. Thank you for believing in me, and we're going to continue to do the work for the town of Lake Park and mostly for the residents. I want to also thank and re-welcome back our new commissioners. I got to get used to saying the commissioners. And I look forward to working with you guys to build a better Lake Park as we keep doing and making progress. I do want to thank Ms. Kim Glass Castro. She has been a marvelous tool here on the dais, but also before I got up here, just watching her do the work for Lake Park and throughout the League of Cities, she has been marvelous. And like she said, she's not going anywhere, so she's still going to be a resident here in town, and so she's going to have some input, and I encourage her to keep working. And also, Ms. Taylor, who I love and enjoy to talk to, keeps me in a bright mood, always have something funny to say. So she'll still be around too, and she's going to continue to fight for the residents. And I want to thank the town mayor for keeping us updated on 754. I really appreciate that. But Mr. Mayor, that's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you. I don't have much. Just want to say thank you to Commissioner Linden, because I was going to mention Mr. Shane. She was a wonderful resident. Those that know her know exactly what kind of woman she was. Great lady. She was involved in the community. She was involved in the Historical Society with that group, and she was also a pioneer with a group that I'm a part of, which is the Friends of the Lake Park Public Library. And it's a sad note when we all heard of the news, and we wish her son well, who is surviving upon her death. And it's just a sad moment when you have to say goodbye to someone. It's not something that it's a part of life, but at the same time, you enjoy every moment you share with a person, and when they're gone, all you have left is memories. So I would encourage everyone, if you knew Sue DeShane, please have the memories, share her story, and give everybody a moment to know this wonderful lady and what she's done for the town, as I have known from the time I spent with her. Just want to welcome my commissioner-elects, now commissioners, back to the dais. When this election went forward, the experience that I knew that was on as far as the candidates and the elected the incumbents are concerned, my thoughts was no matter who comes on this dais, it will be business as usual, because the experience is there no matter who it was that was standing on that dais. So Happy to see this configuration. Glad to be moving forward with it. But I would be remiss not to echo again Commissioner O'Rourke's sentiments on not only the Vice Mayor, but Mary Beth Taylor. Both were very passionate people, as well as passionate commissioners that cared about the community and had their own touches in town. I like to say that people that come up on this dais and serve the community, it's a privilege and an honor. But I also like to tell people, if you do serve here, that you leave an imprint, because an imprint is something that'll never go away. It's something that you leave, not necessarily a mark just for yourself, but a mark for your future children, future residents, as well as future staff, because we all work together as a community, and an imprint is always good to have, something that you can say that you did, or you did collectively, collaboratively, and successfully. So again, I want to say goodbye to those two. I too have shared time with Commissioner back then, before Mayor O'Rourke, with Kimberly Glass Castro, and as far as I'm concerned, she is a standard of what a politician and a public servant should be. She was one that always got into the crevices, found the dirt, got her hands dirty, not literally, but in terms of the topics, the agendas, and she always put out the certain things that even some of us, maybe not, with our inexperience and her experience, could not find, but she found it. And she pointed it out and brought it to the attention of everyone, so that way they are concerned over the topics at hand. And I greatly appreciate from her. I myself have learned from her, as well as followed her model as she's going through the League of Cities as well myself. So again, I wish her well. I wish her a good journey. I look forward to riding a bike with her, which I hope some of you will come join us this Saturday for our Tour de Lake Park bike tour, because this is an imprint that she left as well in this community, to have community involvement along with us. So I wish you all to please to come out, enjoy some time, enjoy some discussion, and hopefully enjoy good weather. With that, I will leave it at that, and I will say, if there's any requests for future agenda items, please do so now and state your.
Mayor, I have one. There was a lot of static going on in Nextdoor and on Facebook that didn't apply to us directly, but some of our surrounding areas, Riviera Beach and so forth, North Palm, the sign regulation that they have is just out of control.
Okay.
I mean, they're just huge, and people were complaining that the signs were obnoxious. Then as I drove around, looking at our signs, while they were the right height and width, we were on so many violations, it was unbelievable. So what I would like to do is propose discussing that, having staff put something together for us. We all got a packet on what to do with the signs, where they could go, where they couldn't go, when to pick them up. So I can go on and on. But I would like to discuss that, because we have another election coming up in a year, and I'd hate to see the same thing happen. And a special thank you to Nadia, you're back there somewhere, and to the town manager, because in prior elections, they would just take the signs away.
Yep.
They went like in nowhere land. We'd have to collect them up at Public Works. And they were nice enough to realize this, and we would get a phone call, and they would tell us where the signs were here, but where they were at, where they were violated. So I think because of the beauty of our town and the complexion of it, we had probably, I'm going to guess it, 350 to 400 signs out there this year. I didn't count them, but there was a lot. And so I just want to clean it up a little bit, and it all can be done right in our existing regulations with one or two items.
Okay.
So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if this future agenda item, what I would like to do is, I know I called for once about the pamphlets, about the e-bikes. If we can, I don't know, maybe put some presentation together, maybe for the younger generation, being an educator, you have maybe 30 of them that ride to school or more with them. And as you may know, our neighbors had a tragedy, and I just think they need to be really educated about how a helmet can save their life. So if, I don't know if Captain can, so one of those guys can maybe put something together, we get something maybe to just get the kids in the neighborhood to talk about it a little bit.
This is a perfect opportunity to contribute to our new video library that our communications and grants staff is working on, to where we can create reels, we can create, opportunities to get videos out to our community. And we've started that with some of our departments. And I want to say thank you to Merrill and to Lamar for coming up with the ideas on what they're doing and this whole program. But this is a perfect opportunity to be able to get something out into our community through social media and all the different avenues to try and reach folks. So we can either bring it here or we can do it through the presentation process or through the video process.
Yeah, I like the social media idea because they're all on social media.
Got it.
Yeah.
That'll clearly be one of the ones that we make a priority.
Thank you.
You got it.
Okay. Anything on this side?
This is a topic that has come up for years.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
Our election process is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
One vote for 4 openings is not one vote per person. And I know, Tom, you're going to, I don't know what you're going to do, but I think the time may be that we can approach a different way of handling this. I believe that if we had a townwide referendum on a new voting process, I think we should be able to create a voting system. And I would suggest in conjunction with what the issues were prior that created this process, that we should always keep in mind. If we could have 2 districts, one south of Park Avenue and one north, and then you could have 2 general districts for your commission seats. I think that would be appropriate. I think in doing that, it would allow you, in doing that, it would allow you to at least select more than one person. Because I wanted to vote for a lot of people up here. But we can't do that. And that's not the right process. I know, Carrie, you had spoke, well, where was the election? Well, that's what happens. And you get 500 people that show up. You get one vote. It's like, well, my one vote isn't going to matter. Well, I got 91 votes. That's ridiculous. And here I sit. So this process needs to change. So that would be my comment about a future agenda item. We should discuss that.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, do you have anything?
No, I reserve.
Okay. I actually may have one. It's just a revisitation of a situation that we had decided upon previously, and that's the gravel driveways. The gravel driveways. I just like staff to revisit it in terms of, and again, we made the decision that we're looking for those that have gravel driveways to convert to code. But I'd like to revisit the timetable of the extent of how long of the timetable they need to do this by. I think that's something that we need to think about, especially in this economic climate. It's rough right now. I mean, we all know it. We all see it when we go to the store. I took my mom to Publix and she wanted to leave right away because she was floored by how our economy has changed and how things have gone up. And although we know people are doing their jobs up in higher situations, we need to think about ours here. And that's one thing I know that we have that I know we're putting kind of a mandate on them to be in compliance, but I'd like to find a way for us to give them relief.
So we're looking at possibly a longer timeline, and then would there also be the thought of when there's a significant improvement down the line? Or
Something like that,
okay,
yes.
got it. We'll bring it back.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That's all we have. I will entertain a motion of adjournment. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're gonna, can we go right into our next meeting? Okay. So this is now the Town of Lake Park, Florida Special Call Community Redevelopment Agency meeting for Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. The time is now 8:26 p.m. Can we have the clerk please take the roll call?
Board Member Thomas.
Present.
Board Member O'Rourke. Board Member Linden.
Present.
Vice Chair Hensley.
Present.
Chair Mashad.
Here. We are going to go ahead and bypass the pledge since we did that in the earlier meeting. Next, we have the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion for consent.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing, hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Consent passes. I have no public comment cards for the CRA, for our CRA meeting, so we will move on to new business. Item number 4, fiscal year 2024, Lake Park CRA annual report. Recommendation to Town Commission to accept and submit the appropriate and required taxing authorities, Executive Director, as well as our CRA Administrator. Welcome.
Good evening, Board Chair, Board members, new Board members, welcome. Allison Justice, CRA Administrator. Tonight we have a draft, it's a draft, but we kind of had an opposite because the Commission meeting was prior to the CRA meeting. So if you have any changes on the annual report, that will be taken into account as far as the Commission approval on this. So this is a recommendation by the CRA Board to adopt the annual report for fiscal year 2024. This is October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. So it was last fiscal year. And this annual report, you'll all be getting a copy, a bound copy. We'll have them for the public. It'll be on the website. It talks about the accomplishments, the projects, the financial statements for the CRA. It is a requirement per the statute. And if you have any comments or changes, I'm happy to take those.
Okay. Any, Executive Director?
I just want to say, not being here last year and reading a number of the items that were completed, very, very impressed with the things that not only this board has authorized, but also what Ms. Justice has been able to do and work, with the different vendors and the different folks that we've worked with, as well as all of our other staff in improving our downtown. And there's a plan going forward, and I appreciate what she does and how hard she works for our downtown and for our CRA. So just wanted to mention. And this report's excellent, and I hope that the public takes an opportunity to get to see some of the projects and accomplishments that have occurred.
Any other comments or questions? Commissioner O'Rourke.
No comments. I make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing, hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Passes. Thank you, Ms. Justice.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for all the hard work you've done. Yes. I actually heard a comment from a person in the CRA area that you're a magician.
So, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a good way of saying that you do great work. So,
baby steps.
Absolutely, baby steps is right. Okay, with that, I will move it to you as well if you have any other comments that you wanted to share.
Thank you, board members. I do have a few comments just to update you on a few things going on. First, you may have received an invitation, Refined Reflection, which is a salon at 801 Park Avenue in one of the suites on the bottom floor. Would like to have a ribbon cutting. They already held their grand opening. They're open and in business, but we'd like to get the commissioners and the mayor out to cut a ribbon for them and officially welcome them to Lake Park. They have selected Saturday, March 29th at 11 a.m. If that doesn't work, we can certainly move that. We were just giving options for the commission. I wanted to wait until the new board members and the new commission was in place. I don't know if you want to discuss that, if we want to keep the date as is, or advise them to move it. They would like to do it on a Saturday. I think she has business on a Saturday.
What time?
11 a.m.
So that's a week from this Saturday.
Yes.
And if it's easier, we can always have Janet reach out to you and confirm that time.
Yeah.
That's fine. And just looking at my calendar, I'm okay. I don't know about the rest of my fellow board members, but
I'm good with that day and time.
I'm good.
okay.
Thank you.
But Janet will take care of that.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, I do know that as well.
Also, I just want to thank everyone that came out for the Oceana Coffee, the Culinary Crossroads grand ribbon cutting last week. It was a good turnout. They are not currently open. They have a few items on the checklist for construction to get their temporary certificate of occupancy. So there's a few things coming before they can open their doors. They should be open in the next couple of weeks. And then with that, there will be a grand opening sometime in May, date to be determined. So once they're all open and fully operating, we'll bring everybody back for a larger celebration. They really wanted a ceremonial to thank the town and the county for their contribution and cut the ribbon on that. So thank you for that. Job posting, the CRA is hiring for a project/marketing coordinator. That posting is out. I have received multiple applications, and we'll be scheduling interviews within the next week or so. With that kind of goes along with our cross-promotional opportunities. I really believe the importance of having some additional staff to be some boots on the ground, to continue to get the word out about the CRA, to continue to work with our businesses, to bring them on board and get them involved, and having somebody is that face that has the time to do that as well will really be helpful for me, and to complete some of our marketing plan and our CRA plan goals. So looking forward to that. Also, CRA legislation, just so you all know, and I'm sure you probably get your updates from the FRA, Florida Redevelopment Association. Just want to continue to reiterate House Bill 991 essentially is eliminating CRAs, for lack of a better term.
Yep.
And as you all know that have been on the board, legislature has tried to do this for several years. There are some bad actors out there, some bad CRAs doing bad things. Their approach is kind of to throw the baby out with the bathwater, for lack of a better term. But hopefully this bill will get refined. There may be some changes coming up, but we have our lobbyists obviously working on it in the Redevelopment Association to express the importance of CRAs and what we do for our communities. And finally, we were at Java and Jazz. We had a Java and Jazz at the Russ Market last weekend. So the CRA added some additional music. We had a brunch. And again, it's the continuing effort to try and promote the CRA, promote our CRA businesses. We did that every other month at the Russ Market, the months that the car show wasn't happening this year. So we'll continue to refine what the best ideas are to try and get people to want to have a business within Lake Park or to support the businesses in Lake Park. So we're learning every time we do it. We'll have more information to come out. We'll also be cross-promoting with Sunset Celebration, activities at the marina. You'll see us with booths. We're going to continue to try and promote downtown. This is the importance of, again, having that kind of additional hands-on staff for the CRA. So With that, that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you for that report.
I have a question.
Commissioner Linden.
Since the Rust Market will be ending next month with the car show, are your future plans to do anything additional like that to keep it going in the warm summer months?
I believe that we will explore all options again for the promotion of the CRA. We have to be, as you all know, very careful with any kind of event. Events and promotions are prohibited activities for CRAs. We're not doing that. We are disseminating information about the CRA, telling people about our projects, trying to get people to do business within our downtown area. So, yes, I think we can be creative in the things that we do. We just have to be creative in how we handle that.
So are you going to continue that third Saturday of the month?
We will not continue it as a specific event,
Okay.
That's not the plan. But what we will do is we'll make sure that we're at Sunset Celebration. We'll make sure if the marinas have activities, we'll be at the marina. We'll make sure we find a place that the CRA can continue to promote downtown. And that's...
Isn't the Rust Market run through Kelsey Vintage with Jesse?
Correct.
Okay, so
it is
because a CRA is might be an inappropriate event expense to put through a CRA, correct?
Right, and which is where we were creative with this, is that that's a private event. We take the opportunity to become part of the event, his event, to disseminate information about the CRA. So those are the types of things that we can continue to do when there are private events, when there are other town events, and things like that. That's where we're going to have to be creative.
But Commissioner Linden, if you do go in there and talk to Jesse, because he is very interested in expanding the things that he does down there. So go on in there, and of course, any support from any commissioners is a good thing for our businesses in the downtown area. So
I'll make it a point to go talk to him because there are some ideas. Yeah, thank you very much.
Just to let you know, I was speaking to the gentleman that does the car show,
Yeah.
who I know you know very well, and that would be another good idea. He himself has also expressed maybe an interest to do an exclusive for car shows possibly in the future. And I know you know him very well.
Very well.
That's something that can be possibly discussed as well. I spoke to him briefly about it. We said we would talk, but now that we have someone that's more exclusive with him and more have done stuff in the past, why not? That can help, and then it can also help us disseminate more information as well.
Drives a lot of traffic. Yeah.
and we do have Kara out there who's ready to get involved, right? Sorry.
Mayor,
Sir.
Sorry, I just wanted to kind of dovetail on the question from Board Member Linden. And what Ms. Justice has, she's identified a number of opportunities out there to continue to promote the downtown. Pop-up type of events, working with other folks. So real excited to be able to bring and share those with you, at a later date when we're able to kind of bring those a little bit more together, but working with the town and the town staff to hold different opportunities, different organizations, working with organizations to come in and do different things. So, and then some of the cross sponsorship, with events that are already occurring, working with Reuniti and every event permit to have the responsibility to promote our downtown. During those events, very, very pleased and grateful to her and to Jason, also with the marina, folks coming in, go downtown, visit downtown. So Ms. Justice has a lot of good ideas that are coming, and I think it'll help, continue to bring people downtown. So thank you.
All set?
Thank you.
Anything else from anybody? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Executive Director.
Ms. Justice said it all. The only thing that I would mention is that, of course, next week we'll be in Tallahassee, and this will be the legislation that's out there on the CRA is a priority for us when we go up and are speaking with our legislators. This is a priority. It's been moving, so there may even be committee meetings while we're up there. So we may be able to voice our opinion and how our CRA has impacted our community while we're up there.
And I also would encourage our board members / commission members, Mondays, the league has a call at 8 a.m. that shares the updates from the legislature from up in Tallahassee and what's going on. They're also very alert as to that House Bill 997 that was discussed today at my league meeting. And it's something they're fully prepared to take a charge on together as one.
And it's
go
sorry.
ahead.
And it's something that we would certainly want to ask our residents, call your legislators, call our legislators, talk to them, let them know, because, it's not a matter of taking away funding, like where it's not going to happen anymore.
Yep.
It's just taking the funding away from our specific community.
Correct.
And how we can benefit our CRA and grow our community, create jobs, create entertainment and retail opportunities. So we encourage our community to also reach out.
Okay.
Does anybody know? I'm sorry.
No,
excuse me,
please
Tom.
go ahead.
Does anybody know who the sponsor of the bill is?
We do. I don't know off the top of my head, maybe.
I know
I
a
think
few
it's a
people up
gentleman
there.
from Coral Springs.
From Lake Wales, I believe.
Oh.
Mike Geo,
Yeah.
now I just said, I just lost it.
Giodopoulos?
And we're hoping to meet with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got it wrong.
The dates, again, for Tallahassee.
Oh, that's next week.
It's Sunday through
Wednesday. Do you think you can?
Sunday, April 5th, or
No.
Sunday,
This
It's
coming Sunday.
this week.
This coming Sunday through Wednesday.
the 30th?
Yes.
Okay. 24th to the 26th, okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Board member comments?
None.
None? Board member Linden?
No, I'm done, thank you.
Okay. Board member Thomas?
Done.
All right. I'm done as well. So I will entertain a motion of adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night,
Thank you,
everybody. You have a
everybody.
good night. Take care.